Hey, welcome back. This is episode 65 of the Part-Time Players podcast. This is a video game podcast where two pals this week discuss the week's video game news. My name is Reese Lagd and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Brad Seeley.
Brad Seeley. You said it so slow. You said it like...
I thought it would like add some drama to it.
Drama.
Yeah, the impact, yeah. Like an announcement.
I like it, yeah.
Yeah?
Drama. Yeah. I am drama. I don't know
you are drama, huh?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
No.
Is that what people tell you? You're just drama queen?
Most people just tell me to go away and stop talking. So
because of the drama.
Because of the drama, yeah, because of drama. And I'm really annoying. So what can you do? What can you do?
You can't do anything. It's just you're born with your personality. You don't get to choose it, I guess. So exactly, you it's like rolling the dice. You just go with what you're born with and what you got. But we're all friends. We're all friends here in the part-time players.
The other two, maybe they disagree because they're not here.
Oh no, yeah, maybe that's why. They're on holiday apparently, but maybe they're not.
Holiday from the podcast. And I don't think either of us have really played anything this week because
nothing new for me anyway. I played a little bit of Destiny.
A bit of Destiny last week after the podcast, didn't we?
We did, and I played a little bit in the week as well. I have to jump in and do my bit of Destiny. I was going to call it Dest. Oh, that's a thing. But no one calls it Dest.
Yeah, no one calls it Dest. No, it's a bit embarrassing, really. But,
well, we can go past that very quickly. Anyway, we're going to have a newsy episode this week. Hope you guys enjoy it. No main topic, just because it's the two of us. And there's been plenty of news stories. Obviously, PGS has been going on. There's some rumblings at Konami and some other things going on, which we obviously will go into and discuss. We have Folly converted back into a podcast, just audio only.
Yep.
So please go.
Our YouTube channel is on. It's dormant.
It is. However, I don't want to blame Podbean. However, I linked our YouTube to Podbean, and a bit like what it does with all the other podcast platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google, etc. I added YouTube to that list and it said it would do the same thing, as in it will just upload the audio version onto our channel. But it didn't do that. And it didn't. There was no episode, although I said there would be one. That is why. Hopefully, I'm going to review it. Hopefully, this happens obviously tomorrow or today when you're listening to this on the Monday. If it doesn't, then obviously I'll upload it manually later in the day if I can after work.
I thought, because I looked on YouTube, our channel, and I saw it on a video there, and I was like, "Oh, Reese just decided to log it off." I was like, "Fair enough." I was like,
"No." I legitimately did that, and it didn't do it. I guess I should have then gone in, but I deleted the files on my Mac, so I couldn't have then later. Maybe I could have downloaded it from. But anyway, that was what happened. It wasn't that I decided to log it off.
Yeah.
Podbean on me over.
We had no email complaints or anything, so
maybe maybe not. I don't know. I also noticed while we're on the topic of production, I know everybody, that's why people tuned in today to listen to our issues behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But our podcast didn't get uploaded onto Spotify either.
I did it not. I didn't check Spotify.
Our latest episode was not on Spotify either, so I don't know what's going on with things. So
once
again, apologies if that's where you like to listen to the podcast. Very strange.
Yeah, so we have to have a look at that as well.
Yeah, we need to review those two things. But I thought I'd bring them up just in case people were wondering where's the YouTube and where's the Spotify. They just didn't go up because, I don't know, the usual thing. But anyway, like and subscribe wherever you can find it. Yeah. We're like a rare Pokemon, aren't we? We're just kind of got to try and search for it.
We're like a shiny.
A shiny
Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard to find, but when you find it, it's worth it.
Yeah. It's worth it. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Talking about shiny Pokemon, Ash was playing Pokemon once and like on Gold and Silver years ago. And he was in a cave and he come across a Machamp. And he's like, "Brad, is this Machamp? It's a different colour." I looks at it and I was like, "Nah, it's not." He's like, "Yeah, it is." I was like, "Nah, it's not." And then he run and didn't catch it. And it turned out it was the shiny Machamp. So
wow,
yeah, he
gutted.
Well, it's not my fault. Shouldn't don't ask me stuff.
Well, you are the Pokemon expert out of the two of you.
I do love Pokemon, to be fair.
Yeah. Are you going to get... Is that this month or next month? When is the Diamond? November? No, it's November, right? It's not October.
I think it is next month, yeah.
Yeah, it's November. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure now I've said it. And now in my head, I got the 17th. 17th of November.
Pokemon Shining Diamond.
But while you're looking that up, as I was saying, please give us a 5-star review on any of the podcast platforms. And like we said last week, if you do want us to bring back the video version, and obviously we do get an overflowing requests. Don't know what that meant by overflowing, but if we get plenty of requests, we will bring it back. We will bring it back. Yeah. You know, so
if not, we won't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's the 19th of November.
Oh, all right, fine. It is November, and I was close, 17th. Anyway, on with the show this week with our newsy stories. Do you want to? What's news story number 1, Brad?
We'll just go through the ones that we were speaking about before we started recording. The ones I haven't got written down. So just that Bluepoint Studios has been acquired by PlayStation. There was like a fudge. Someone fudged up a little while ago saying it's Bluepoint, but it wasn't. It was
Japan Studio to be exact. Asobi, is it Asobi now? Who did Astrobot?
Yeah. So, but yeah, officially announced. It's been confirmed that they've been bought by PlayStation or Sony, whatever. And everyone, you know, I was assuming maybe we'll get the Metal Gear Solid 1 remake because we kind of think they'd put it in their capable hands. Yeah. But apparently they're working on a new game. So, but you know, there's a lot of actually quite a lot of Metal Gear Solid news this week. So yeah, just
we'll also go on to that. Yeah. To bounce off or to echo what you're saying in terms of the Bluepoint news, it's kind of interesting that, well, I guess it's how do you manage each studio? And obviously, I guess it's like a fine art of letting them do what they want to do because they're creative people. But at the same time, when you acquire a studio and they're actually experts at remakes like these, I feel like these guys are the best at this. And it's like when they bought Nexus as like a port-in studio. If they went, oh, we want to make a new game now, it's like, well, we kind of bought you for this purpose. Sorry, but we want you to do the remakes. And if they did become the remake studio, and then like we got like, I don't know, Infamous and Jack and Daxter and Metal Gear and I don't know, some like the legacy PlayStation game by every 2-3 years as like real good remakes.
Yeah.
I think that's just a real good thing for Sony, and that's why I was kind of excited. But they're a very good studio. So I guess give them a chance to make their new game, new IP, or whatever it is they're making. And we'll see how it is. But yeah, I personally would like to have them stayed in remakes personally, but it's just a personal preference.
Yeah, they maybe they're good at remakes, but they're also, I don't know, mate, not too good, but you know, their pedigree is higher that they can make a.
Yeah, they're talented. Yeah, definitely. You can tell, can't you? Yeah. Although I haven't played a lot of their remakes, like we haven't played Demon's Souls because it's a little bit of a difficult game, but many people have heard say it's amazing. It's like the best looking game on PS5, and from the trailers I saw, it does look amazing. And obviously they did plenty of other remakes. My mind is completely blank of which ones they are, and I've played a few of them. But they're a very good studio. Yeah. And I personally would have liked them on like an Infamous or something like that because I really like Infamous.
Oh, Infamous 1, yeah. Infamous 1 would have been brilliant, yeah. But
absolutely.
Hey, we don't get what we want in life. So that's
we'll see. Hopefully it will come. I can see an Infamous collection or Jack and Daxter or Sly Cooper. I can see one of those this generation, at least getting one of those.
They need to do a Jack and Daxter. Jack and Daxter got like a re-release on the PS3 and Vita. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I don't know. I only really like number 1. I don't like number 2 and 3. So
there you go. Talking about franchises that I completely missed that we was talking about last week when I couldn't think of any. Never played a Jack and Daxter.
Oh, it's really good. The first one's really good. I love the first one.
Yeah, I'm sure I would. I've pretty much liked everything that's Naughty Dog's done. Obviously, started with Crash. I skipped that for some reason. I guess I was just obviously young, didn't know what games were. And obviously, I liked Uncharted, like Last of Us. So
I've never played Sly Cooper.
Same. That's another one I missed.
No. Again, they bought that collection out a little while ago. It's like a collection, so
PS3.
Well, PS3, yeah. So yeah, so
I was gonna say yeah. I was gonna say there wasn't one PS4. I would have got it if it was.
Yeah, no. So yeah, no, I'd play him. Yeah. First ever platinum was Jack and Daxter 1.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
On the Vita or PlayStation 3?
On Vita.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Done it
cool.
on Vita. Yeah. You know.
Cool.
It was a easy portable game to play, and it's good port as well. But I don't know back then. I don't think it had the whole. If you got it on Vita, I could get it on PlayStation 3. You know, like the switch over. I can hear my dogs barking. I don't know if anyone else can, but they seem to be having some sort of mental breakdown. So if you lead with the Christopher Judge story, and I'm going to mute.
You mute. Your dogs sound a little bit quiet, but yeah, mute anyway. Anyway, God of War. Apparently, well, Christopher Judge, who obviously plays Kratos, or does the voice and the mocap for Kratos, did a series of tweets, interestingly, this week. And he was saying, basically, I'm going to paraphrase because I haven't got the tweets in front of me, that the reason why God of War was delayed was because he was injured back in 2019. He had to have surgery, he had to have like a hip replacement, I believe. And he was basically praising the studio of Santa Monica for putting no pressure on him, not making him feel guilty. They never told him to, like, I don't know. It was just basically praising them for how understanding they were, and that they never even brought it up in any of the PR stuff and why it got delayed.
Yeah.
Which is obviously nice and obviously also understandable. Obviously, he is Kratos. You kind of can't do it without him. Yeah. And his voice is so iconic. I feel like you just couldn't be replaced at this point.
And again, he does a lot of the mocap stuff because obviously he's exactly behind the scenes and that. So it's not like where maybe if he just laid up in a bed and he could just do, you know, literally he could have phoned it in, but because he does all the mocap as well, it's
exactly. Yeah, he needed to be there.
Yeah.
So because these injuries actually occurred in 2019 and the God of War got announced at the PlayStation 5 reveal announcement back around about this time last year in 2020, and obviously it was just a teaser. It said 2021, which obviously hasn't been the case. It's now at some point in 2022. Considering they knew that the game was delayed back in 2019, and I know, obviously, tongue-in-cheek, we all kind of knew it wasn't really going to come in 2021. Did Sony actually know that at the time? And if so, I know they will never admit it because I think it's obviously against the law to lie in marketing or when a product's come in. But did they actually lie? Is there actual evidence? If you was in court, Brad, you're the judge. Are Sony guilty of lying?
Okay.
Yeah. How do you determine? Are they guilty?
I'm just going to say yes. Because I have said from the beginning there's been no way in hell that it would come out this year. And now there's that rumours floating around that we kind of already knew that it's going to be late 2022. So it's going to be late next year, you know.
Sure.
So, yeah. But it's part and parcel of game. Like if you're a gamer, for want of a better word.
Yeah.
If you play games, if everything gets, oh jeez, I can't talk anymore. Everything gets delayed. You know what I mean? I can't remember the last game that said it was going to come out on a date and it actually hit that date.
Yeah.
Just kind of accept it. And like we've said before, it's got a lot more prolific since Cyberpunk because no one wants to release a game like that.
Going into that, I don't get, and there's probably a real obvious reason, which I just don't know, and maybe none of us know unless you're in production of games, but I just don't know why they're so secretive. I don't understand why all this stuff, why it can't be, they can't just change the language. Like, we aim to release in February 2021, and this is where we are in production. This is what we need to do to complete it, like vaguely, and this is what we aim to do. And you can kind of almost see if it slips, it'd be like, all right, this, and this are the reasons why we're kind of delaying it to this point. I don't know why they can't be transparent about all that stuff. Yeah. Like a bit like if in like films, you know, when a film's supposed to be released, you know what part they're in, you know, if they're filming in like post-production or they're just editing stuff, you know the stages that they're in.
Yeah.
Where with games, it's so secretive. I don't get why it's so secretive. I feel like all these things would be solved if they're like, with the story's written, we're just building the assets now, or we've got all that together. We're just doing bug fixes at this stage, and I don't know. I just don't get why it's so secretive.
Yeah. So yeah, it goes one of two ways, doesn't it? They either announce it years and years before they know it's ever going to get released, and then they go quiet a little bit, and then near the end they will start talking about it again. Or one of the better ones I enjoyed was when the way Fallout 4 was getting announced. You know, those at E3, Fallout 4 is coming, and guess what? It's out in November. That hit the date because they were so far along. They knew they could confidently say, "This is when," and it kind of went from not knowing. Obviously, we knew there was another one coming, but not knowing that much, and then it's like, bang, it's coming out. And then that come out with a few bugs and that, and some people said it wasn't as good, but I'm a big Fallout fan, so I love it.
Yeah, I think did Rockstar try doing that with GTA 5, but then it got delayed by a year anyway. So
yeah, they've done that. Yeah, I remember the trailer come out. Yeah, and they also done it with Red Dead, didn't they? They changed the Twitter, Red Dead's announced, and then I think they got pushed back twice. So,
yeah. The intentions was to let's do it for like a few months away, and then it was basically a year anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it can. I don't know, but they are very secretive, and it's odd why they are so secretive.
Yeah, what I discovered about what you said first of all about when they do the trailer and you don't hear anything from them for a while. Sometimes when they do those like cinematic trailers, like those concept trailers, look really cool. It's actually advertisement for staff to bring on board developers. They haven't actually built the game. Yeah. They like. I've heard like a few examples of like they've done this like trailer, a bit like what probably Ubisoft did with like Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah.
And I know that Black Myth, that Chinese game, all those really cool trailers. They haven't made a game. They just made that trailer, and that trailer was of the purpose of bringing in developers to then make the game. That's why you then don't hear about it for like 5 years because there is no game.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to have a trailer. Even if we had a pre-rendered trailer for Skyrim 6, for Elder Scrolls 6 would be nice. Just to know where it's set. And
yeah, I don't think we're going to see. We might see it next E3, possibly. But if I was them, I would just wait until you get Starfield out. Get Starfield out the way. You want a big blowout of that next year, probably next E3, because that's going to be their big game for like November next year. And then once that's done, the year after. That is when you then start promoting that. I think that would make sense to me. And there's also about the God of War thing. I don't know if God of War is going to be pushed back to late 2022 because it needs it. And I'm sure Santa Monica will like all the time they can get. But is it because they're just trying to manage their portfolio in terms of like game releases? Because I think Horizon's obviously coming out in Feb or March. Feb. It's coming out in February. Then I think GT is coming out in March, right? So they're 2 of their 3 games are coming out back to back.
Yeah.
So do they want their next one in April, and then it's done?
They'll push it back, I think.
Do you know what I mean? It's a bit silly, like manage your,
especially like in the way of like in the finance world. Obviously they want games to come out before April because that will
quarterly,
and then if they release God of War after April, obviously that's going to make the figures for the following year look good. So
exactly,
it's all about that money, baby.
Exactly,
all about the cash,
business. That's what they're there to do.
I know about business. I know. There's money, there's tax, there's dividends, there's portfolios, hedge funds.
Exactly.
I don't know what that means, but it's just.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I'm one.
You sounded competent. You sounded like you knew what you were talking about.
I don't pay tax. I refuse to pay tax.
All right. Well, I don't think you should be saying that on the internet.
I do. I have an accountant. That's all right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. What is the first official news story? Have you got it up now?
The first official news story is PlayStation 5. They're offering a thing called trials, so they're going to let you play before you pay certain games. It's like the old days with the demo discs in front of the PlayStation magazine.
I know. I used to like those. That was cool.
Yeah, so they're offering trials, and you can play for a few hours, I think. So they're offering it for Death Stranding, Director's Cut, and Sackboy. The one that came out last year.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was a launch game for the PS5. Yeah.
Sackboy, a big adventure. So you can play. Sony has sent out a wave of emails introducing new features for PlayStation 5 owners called Game Trials. Starting today, the firm is giving PS5 owners the chance to download certain first-party titles and try them out free of charge for a limited time. The first 2 games available are Death Stranding, Director's Cut, and Sackboy, a big adventure. The fine print within the email explains that in order to activate game trial, you'll need to head on over to the PlayStation Store and select the trial option that's labeled as free. So yeah, little demo. You know, I think it's a good idea. You know, it's kind of like they're letting you play a game for a couple of hours, and then I imagine that would sway some people. So I know Nicole likes, like my partner, she likes platform games. So she, you know, she's the kind of person that if she played Sackboy, enjoyed it, and then be like, yeah, I'm jumping, I'll grab it. You know what I mean? So
sure.
Yeah, I think it's odd. You kind of take it for granted, but yeah, it's odd that you think they've never done this before. But yeah, I think it's a good idea. With Death Stranding, I don't know how far you're going to get into it within 2 hours. Obviously, you've been playing it, so
yeah,
that's maybe a.
I don't. Yeah, I'm on the fence about whether or not. Well, it's absolutely a good thing for consumers, but for Sony or any company that does this, I don't know if it is, because funny enough, I don't know if you mentioned it about. I hope it's a mistake that Push Square said, where they said the trial starts when you download it, not when you start the game. Is that a thing? Because that I don't think that's a good thing. I need to change that.
Yeah, the time that starts as soon as you trigger the download. So make sure you've got some spare time, otherwise you'll be wasted. Yeah, so
that is not very good.
No, that is terrible, actually. Yeah, because if you've got bad broadband speed, you're going to get like 10 minutes. That was worthless.
Yeah,
it should.
I hope that's a mistake. That should be a mistake. Yeah. A bit of a coincidence, but off the back of what Brad Moore was saying last week when he was talking about FIFA and the trial, I actually did then do that. It was like 79p to get EA Play for a month, which also now I'm going to be able to have access to the Battlefield 2042. What year is it? I can't remember.
And
the beta.
Just quickly jump onto that. Just while I see it, you ain't going to need PlayStation Plus to play Battlefield.
Oh, do you not?
You don't need it.
Okay, cool.
So that's another. Well,
okay. That'd affect me. I've got PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, I have as well. But
But yeah, Wednesday I think that starts. So 79p if you want to jump in and play Battlefield. It might be worth giving it a go for anybody that's interested in that game. But anyway, bit of a coincidence. But I did the same thing for FIFA. But the trial starts. I think they give you like I don't know how many hours it was. It was like 10 hours, I think, with the game, which is quite generous. And it started when I started the game. And when you stop playing it, it ends. So it's literally solid of 10 hours of play time, which is really good. Because I went on it and I played like one match and I was like, okay, cool. And I went off. And then I went to play it last night and I had like 9.5 hours still left on my thing. I was like, wow, okay, that is really cool. So, I think that's really good. EA are normally not like prop for how consumer friendly are, but that is decent. And I played some Ultimate Team. I was actually really enjoying it.
So you're going to buy it? You're going to buy the full game?
I was talking about it with Brad in the week, and I don't know, because I just don't know if I've got the time to get really good at it. But it feels good. It feels a lot better. It feels like a FIFA from a few years back when I was actually good. Because when I usually jumped into Ultimate Team in the last couple of years, I would just get absolutely just destroyed. Maybe like 4 or 5-0, and it's just, this is just not even fun. But I was like 3-0 up after half an hour on my first game with my terrible team. I was like, wow, okay, this is quite enjoyable. He came back and it ended in 4-4 draw, but it was a good game. It was like competitive. So I might do. I'm not sure. We'll see. But anyway, back to the Sony demos. Obviously, they need to change their just play time, which I'm sure that might be a mistake from Push Square because it's a bit silly. But it's how many people, I guess you can like exclude all the people that are not going to buy the game regardless. They just want to try it as a freebie. And then all the people that are just going to jump in and bought it anyway day one. Obviously, those people are not relevant. It's the people in the middle that are on the fence, right? And you're going to get the people. Are there more people that are going to play it and be like, I like this and I want to continue on? Or is there going to be more people that, I really do like this. Now I want to pay £70 for it? Because there's a lot of games that I play where I'll play for a couple of hours and I don't regret buying it. But would I have then paid £70 after experiencing it for 2 hours? Death Stranding, I've played for a little bit.
Yeah.
Although I share my account with my friend, that's how I got access to it. So I wouldn't have never bought it anyway. So I guess that's kind of doesn't really matter. But after playing it for a few hours, I wouldn't have spent £70 on it.
No.
Deathloop now, with hindsight, would I have now spent £70 on it? Probably not.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games that I play and buy because I'm curious and I just want to play it. But then 2 hours in, or how many hours in, I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's good, but I don't really need to beat this. So and I probably don't even go back anyway. I don't know. For me, if they gave that access to me, I would probably buy less games.
So for you, it'd be it'd be negative for them because you'd be like, no, I'm not interested in this.
Potentially, yeah. I don't know if there's more people like me, or there's going to be more people potentially, like you said, like Nicole, that would then buy it. Yeah. I don't know. I guess they've got probably numbers to suggest that I'm the minority, and more people will jump in with a trial. But I guess, I'm just viewing it from my point of view. I guess when I'm really excited about something, I buy it. And when I'm on the fence,
you know me, I'd never really buy it unless it's a big game or one I'm really into. I won't buy a game day of.
But would this convince you to buy a game if you tried it and you thought, this is okay?
Yeah, I probably would actually. Yeah, if I'm playing a game and I really enjoy it, then I would. Okay. And I will. But I don't like. What's the next game I'm going to buy this year? Like day of release. It's not Far Cry. So I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know what.
You're not going to buy any game. Pokemon,
yeah, I'll get Pokemon. Probably, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Actually, that comes out. Oh, you know what? I just realised it comes out in the 19th of November, like we said. What is it? 9 days later, flying to America. Take them switch on the plane. Love it.
Can we? If I get it, is there some kind of? Oh no, there won't be that multiplayer stuff, is there? Or will there be?
No, there's usually like battle towers and that. Yeah, we can.
All right, I'll buy it. I'll buy it then. Fine.
Yeah, and then
right, I was a go-to.
I'll
you convince me, Brad. All right, I'll get it.
I'll get Diamond or Pearl. You'll have to get the other one because we have to trade Pokemon that we can't get in that. So yeah.
Okay.
Let's get everyone. Yeah.
Well, all right, cool. We'll discuss this anyway afterwards. Yeah. Are you done with that news story?
Any more to say? Done. Yeah. The next one is Konami's going to start making games again.
Question mark?
Yeah. So question mark?
Yeah.
Inflection of the voice at the end. They
really
recently they've kind of gone away from games and they've just been focusing on making gambling machines, pachinko machines. They love it. That's where they're getting all their money.
Yeah.
The last game they released was Metal Gear Survive. So Konami's premium games output has slowed down significantly in recent years. The last new Metal Gear game was 2018's critically panned Metal Gear Survive, while the last mainline Castlevania games were released in 2014, Lord of Shadows 2. So I'll read out the title, so jumping ahead a little bit there. So Konami is set to ramp up its premium game development with new installments and remakes for its biggest franchises, including Metal Gear and Castlevania. So obviously everyone, I've not played a Metal Gear game since Metal Gear Solid 4. I wouldn't even really say that was a game. It was just more of like an 11-hour trailer. It was just cutscenes with a little bit of running around in between. That was it really.
That's what Death Stranding is so far. So many cutscenes, and then you run from one spot to another, and then there's another cutscene. I'm like, I've done nothing.
I think one of the cutscenes in Metal Gear near the end, Metal Gear Solid 4 was it 4? Yeah, 4 was like 48 minutes long or something stupid, and it's it's
like a movie. Yeah, no, it's Kojima, isn't it, for you? I guess.
There you go. So in the past decade, the company has arguably grown bigger in its reputation for its pachinko gambling machines than for its premium PC and console releases. However, following a restructure of the company's game development divisions early in the year, Konami is now focused on bringing back its biggest brands to premium games. VGC was told. So the first title will be a new Castlevania game, as has been described as a reimagining for the series currently in development, initially at Konami in Japan with support from local external studios. And there's been much speculation on that Demon Soul studio Bluepoint could be working on a remake of Metal Gear Solid. Obviously, well, they're making a new game though.
Not true.
However, VGC was told the series that is actually being worked on by an external studio, Virtuos. So again, more and more hints towards the remake for the Metal Gear.
Is that
I've got a new story later on.
Or is that
Trilogy
one?
That's what I mean. Like, this is saying for Metal Gear Solid. So this is saying that they're working on number one, but then there's also a new story later on about there's going to be a trilogy. So
okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Established in 2004, Virtuos is one of the largest game developers in the world and focused on supporting the development of major AAA games or bringing existing games to new platforms. So it kind of sounds like they've got the credentials to be able to do like a remake of Metal Gear. So when you think of it, they already done a remake of Metal Gear Solid 1 with Twin Snakes on the GameCube. So it's it's there. So what do you think of this? What do you think Konami making new games again? Obviously they've got a lot of Silent Hill. Everyone really wanted that. When that PT come out, everyone loved it. So Silent Hill, Castlevania, Metal Gear, they're
very, very big franchises. So in many ways, it's good. It's always going to be a good thing, I guess, that they're actually using their franchises now, because it's so ridiculous that they weren't using them. Or it's almost like we was having a conversation, I think, early in the year or maybe even last year about just sell your IPs to like Sony or someone just so they can be used, because there's such big IP. So the fact that they're now going to use them again is obviously a good thing. I personally am not really into, or I won't say not into, because I haven't really played them. I haven't played a Castlevania before because the whole I guess the Metrovania type side scrolling kind of games surpassed me. I was just obviously too young, and I kind of missed all those. Same with like Mario and all those side scrolling things. They kind of passed me, and then I find it quite difficult to go back and enjoy those games. There's a few I've enjoyed, like Hollow Knight and things like that.
Good,
it's difficult, it's very difficult, but I did enjoy it. The Netflix show of Castlevania is fantastic, if anybody's not seen that. Also, Metal Gear is another big franchise, which I've always wanted to get into, but I only played a little bit of one on the obviously the PS1 back in the day, but I was too young, it was too difficult, and I kind of gave up and started playing like Crash or whatever I was playing. So a lot easier game. And I did play 5, and I did thoroughly kind of enjoy that, but I had no clue what was going on. It was so odd. So I kind of gave up with that. So I wouldn't mind a remake, so I can like go through the series now. Now I'm a bit older and obviously understand what's going on a little bit better. So I'm absolutely on board with that. And Silent Hill, that will pass me because I'm not really into horror games. But I'm excited. I would prefer remakes than the re-releases. I get why they would want to do the re-releases, because it's probably a lot easier, quicker, cheaper to do. But for me, I would like them to go from like Chronicle Order, one up, just remake them.
I'd much rather have a remake like yourself. Definitely. But it says here as well, oh no, I've lost my thing. Here we go, I found it again. So it says that they were actually as well more open to go out and get outside help from studios as well, seeing as the last 2 games they released kind of just got panned. So restructured the company. Looks like they've taken some ideas on board, and they're going to start hopefully putting out some more games. So if I jump from that one to the next news story about the Metal Gear Solid remake as well, because there's more rumors on that. So let's have a look. Metal Gear Solid 3 remake reportedly being made by a company behind Dark Souls Switch port. So this kind of all up in the air. Like, this is just talking about Metal Gear Solid 3. The others, obviously, the other studio is apparently making Metal Gear Solid 1. I've heard rumors that they're doing the trilogy. It's just kind of...
there's a lot. It's happening. Something's going to happen. At least one of these things have got to be true.
But
I think it's odd that they're starting with, you say 3? Like, that's a bit of an odd. If that is the one, loved it.
Like, people love Snake.
Is that the favorite one? Like, out of all of them, who's gonna? What's the best one?
My favorite one's the first one.
The first one, really? Okay. Okay.
So there's an update actually on this one. The developer of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater remake is reportedly porting specialist Virtuos. So there you go. So that's the studio that's reportedly doing number 1 as well. So
sure,
they'd most likely chuck number 2 in there as well, I'd imagine, because why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
So yeah,
exactly.
This again was VGC exclusive. Konami is set to ramp up its premium game development. Yeah, with installments making the biggest franchises. So yeah, it's this kind of just tacks onto the end of the other one. Konami's coming back. They're going to be making some new games, but yeah, by the looks of it, they're hopefully remaking, not just re-releasing the Metal Gear Solid trilogy. So
is the third one like the most popular?
The third one is really popular. People love it. It's had like a re-release before. They done a trilogy. I think it got because that come out on the Vita. The number 3 Snake It come out on the on the Vita. I liked it.
And PS2, right? I can see it's on PS2.
And the PS2, So it came out on PS2 originally.
So Metacritic, the scores. So starting from 1. So 1 scored 94.
Cool. Yeah.
2 96.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
3 91. 4 94. 5
95.
91.
Yeah. So
very highly reviewed, aren't they? They're very well.
I haven't played the Phantom Pain. I don't know what number 5's like. So it's but yeah, Snake It is good. It had some really interesting bosses, and obviously it's kind of like a prequel. As well. You didn't really know, but it's a good game. I do hope they remake them. I'll play 1 again all day long because I think it's just such a good game.
Yeah, it's iconic as well. But I want to play all of them, to be fair.
Yeah.
1 to 4 remade. Release them separately, full remakes, push them to like real, like looks like a current gen PS5 graphics, all the bells and whistles, and let's just
do that.
Do that, please. That'd be great.
That is that one. Right, well, we've got a lot of Konami this week, so we'll stay on with the Konami, and then we will go over to some of the reviews of eFootball. So eFootball come out, and people absolutely hate it. eFootball is currently the worst game on Steam, according to user reviews. So eFootball's disastrous launch has gone from bad to worse. It's currently the most hated game on Steam. Yesterday, Eurogamer published an impression of the free-to-download game, which launched on PC and consoles in extremely limited form. So it's got eFootball is bad, but clearly it's not the worst game on Steam. But at this point, I think I've seen some like screenshots, like the facial animations and that, and apparently it's just
I saw them as well.
It's just not good.
Have you played it?
I haven't. No, I didn't. I didn't download it. Because I'm really only interested in the Master League element, and that's not there yet. So
sure. When you posted obviously what the news stories were, I thought, all right, if it's available right now, I'll just give it a little download. So I downloaded it last night, and I played, I don't know, in game time, like 20 minutes of the match, and I then had to turn it off. It's bad.
Is it just broken?
It feels like they've gone backwards. But like in like the PS3 era, they got like the total football is like the free where the player could actually turn, and it felt fluid. It feels like stiff, like PS2 again. And there's like rings around it. It looks like a mobile game, but they've just ported it onto consoles. That's what it feels like.
It's bad. Yeah. So I think it'd be even worse if people actually paid for it. So, So it got Konami has added a number of notices to eFootball, which can be viewed when you start the game, outlining what it's doing early days to address some of the problems. One notice promises to fix a bug that makes players disappear. Another promises to make good for poor connections in online play. It's kind of.
No one mentions about the gameplay, but I just don't think the gameplay is very good. It's very notable, especially even more noticeable, because I played a match like that online match I was talking about earlier, that 4-4 on FIFA, and then I jumped onto that.
And then you can see
it felt like multiple generations.
And for them to release it as well, like alongside FIFA, just makes it look even worse, doesn't it? So
yeah. Well, they went for broke. They went for free.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully they can fix it and get people back in. Because I said when they released the Master League thing, I would have gone back in because I used to enjoy that, years ago when I used to play. But you could say it's a bit of an own goal. It's eFootball.
We need some sound effects.
Bad. So you got on the soccer scale, you got Konami restructure. They're going to release the iconic franchises, and you got the game. One of the games they still do make is absolutely piss poor. So it's
and then the game they made before with Metal Gear was also piss poor.
Yeah.
So
they need to stop this trend. They need to make it. They need to get out of this.
Make a decent game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they showed me the trailer now, and the trailer looks like good, but the gameplay, like you said, is not.
Here we go. You might think it's good, but it was very noticeable.
It's dreadful.
Yeah. And I was concerned about it was they actually said, and then they tried kind of backpedaling a little bit when they said it's the mobile version just being ported on the consoles, and then they're like, no, it's being built from the ground up for consoles. But no, it feels like a mobile game. It honestly does. They've gone backwards. The last PES, wherever that was, 2019, I want to say. I think the 2021, they just did like a pack of like an update. They didn't actually make a new game. It was fine. It was pretty close to what FIFA was at that point. Like some people obviously prefer FIFA because of all the extra stuff that's involved, but it wasn't far off. Make that game but free to play. Exactly, I don't get why you've gone backwards.
Yeah. Try and save money most likely, but I'm trying to stretch too far. Try and release it on everything, but keep the cost
release it on like mobile and stuff.
So there you go. So that's old bloody eFootball, formerly PES. PES, rest in peace. eFootball is destroying it. Okay, so now we've got another news story about more remakes and more rumours. This is a rumor. This is a rumor episode, everyone. So,
speculation.
Speculation. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto Remastered collection is apparently coming. So basically, what happened is this is seen what happened. It got submitted to a review board. So like each game has a review. Each like region has their own review standards. Whether it's going to be like what do we have here? We have I don't really know what we have.
It's called something, isn't it? I am something. I feel like
Peggy. Is it Peggy?
Oh yeah, it might be actually. Yeah,
I think it's Peggy. Yeah, it's Peggy because Assassin's Creed is Peggy 18. So we have Peggy. So and they've kind of gone on to in South Korea. It got like leaked, like it showed up online that it's been a Grand Theft Auto Trilogy has come up for review, which obviously is more speculation. Like, well, this game is real. It's coming because why are they getting it rated? But the thing that concerns me in this is the remastered collection. I don't want to have Grand Theft Auto 3, but make it look a little pretty. That's they released all like the 3 games onto the PS4 last generation. Yeah, and I know they was like basically the same as what
they were ports. Yeah.
But even if like you try and polish it up a bit, I don't know. And I know it's too much to ask, but not even like a full remake, just make some of the bits, a bit better. But I don't know. But
it's a difficult one because they're PS2 and they look rough. They look real rough. That generation looks rough now. It's I don't know how good do they need to look? Do they need to look like a decent PS3 game or like a decent PS4? Do you know what I mean? Like, is that the benchmark? If they can get them to like a PS3, PS4 game.
Well, yeah, PS3 because when you think like GTA 5 come out on PS3 and it looked good. Yeah. It looked good. So,
and 4, they need to get 4. That's stuck on that console. Give us 4.
No love for 4. No one likes 4.
I think 4's good. The DLC for 4 was good as well.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
They'd bring those over as a collection.
I like the DLC. So you had Lost in the Damn DLC for 4, and the main protagonist, and it turned up in 5, and he just gets beaten to death within 5 minutes. So, it's just
bring that over. That's a nice easy money maker. That's what they need to do next. I think for their Dundee is the studio that that's making it. So
so it's got here as spotted by Nibble on Twitter, a new GTA collection title appeared in the Game Rating and Administration Committee database, the GRAC, in the South Korean governmental group responsible for reviewing and rating video games earlier today. a new database entry was published from something called Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the definitive edition.
Ooh, so, definitive division.
In August, Kotaku reported that Rockstar Games is developing a remastered GTA collection featuring 3 PS2 era GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas.
Okay.
This confirmed long-standing fan rumors that the older Grand Theft Auto games collection would be released later this year on PS4 or all the current consoles, and mobile ports would follow in 2022. The new collection is being developed by Rockstar Dundee, like you said, a Scottish studio, and it's one of the newest to join Rockstar Games, a vast global network of devs. So we've brought this up a few times, and we kind of expected them to announce it, but there's too much. It's like the Metal Gear one. There's too much stuff now pointing towards that there is something happening. There is going to be a release. So
did it say about a date? Because I'm hearing people saying it's coming out like this year.
I've heard something,
but we're in October. It's not been announced. How can it possibly? I know it's GTA. Does it really need any marketing? But Christ, what you're going to release it like a week later after announcing it? I don't know.
This is from Kotaku, so obviously take it with a pinch of salt because as reported back in August, Kotaku was told that the plans around these remastered GTA games had shifted and changed quite a lot over the last year. Originally, the plan was to release them in October or early November, but Kotaku has learned from sources that the plan has shifted once again, and now Rockstar plans releasing the trilogy in November. So apparently next month, like you say, is just going to drop it. It's out now. They just change their Twitter. Rockstar will change their Twitter, the Twitter pic, and then just be like, they're out if you want it. Do you want them?
Yeah, perhaps we'll see. I'm a little bit skeptical that will actually happen.
Yeah,
but
would you think that would placate fans who want a GTA 6? Would it be like, oh look, here you go, have this for the time being?
Yes and no. Obviously, it's going to make money. They're going to sell copies. They're going to make loads of money. And it's going to hit that nostalgia mark. Obviously, it's not going to whet the appetite for 6. And people obviously still want 5. And I think probably people that are into 5 who really want 6 are probably more waiting for the next gen, like the current gen GTA 5 version, which is obviously coming out in March, April, whenever that is. But yeah, people buy it. I'm going to buy it.
I'd end up buying it as well.
Just because of the nostalgia. I just love those games. I love Vice City. I have such great memories of those games. And I'm sure it's not going to really hold up that well, and maybe it ain't going to look that great, because when they said Definitive Edition, it reminded me of what they called the Mafia collection. Remember Trilogy?
Yeah.
And those games were rough.
Yeah.
Like one, they kind of did a remake. It looked great, but the gameplay they didn't change at all, which needed modernizing. I don't know why they did so much work and then just didn't bother modernizing it. It was a bit odd. But then 2, which is a great game as it is, it was just a remaster and it just looked rough. So it's my Mac's saying it's low battery when I plugged it in earlier. How odd.
Uh-oh.
What's that? Strange. Keep talking.
He's going to get cut off.
No, we're not. Keep going.
It's an odd one. Yeah, I'd like them to, like I said, I'd like them to do a bit of a remake, then a remaster, but we'll wait and see, and whether or not the November date is true. I'm not sure, but yeah, there's too much pointing towards that there is going to be these games are going to come out in some form. So look forward to it. Even though I did buy San Andreas from my iPad and I have not played it at all, but that's just me. I don't really play games. It turns out I shouldn't really be doing a gaming podcast, so I don't play games. So the last story we have here is TGS. TGS started on Thursday, I believe it was. So I've got one here. Let me see if I can find one. Did you watch any of the TGS race? Did you tune in? Did you watch any?
No, I haven't. I didn't actually watch any of it because I've been quite busy this week. But I did. Yeah. I was keeping an eye on like what was announced. It's one of those conferences where I don't really watch them anymore unless it's like a Sony or Microsoft or something big's going on. I was kind of a few games I wanted to see. I was interested in what Square was announcing because I'm quite interested in what the next Final Fantasy 16 is going to be, which obviously wasn't shown. I was also interested in another Square Enix published game, which Platinum are making, which is Babylon's Fall, which wasn't there, and they announced that it wasn't going to be there, but I didn't realize that. So yeah, those are 2 games I wanted to see,
and they weren't there,
and I was expecting them to see them. And they both won there, so so yeah.
So it's also kind of hard to find these, like when it's been E3 or Gamescom, there was a thing, and it was like like these are the games that are announced, and give you a little brief summary of what they are, and it was really easy and enjoyable to do. With Tokyo Game Show, it's just kind of all up in the air, like what was announced, but I'll give it my best shot. Again, I didn't watch it, because most of the games they show, I'm just kind of not interested in. I don't really like JRPGs, and So,
do you like any outside Konami? What would you say your favorite Japanese game franchise is? Sorry to put you on the spot there, but do you have one?
Pokemon. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess I guess Nintendo. Yeah. It's the obvious pick. Yeah. Because I was on a similar boat pre PS4, during the PS4, and then I was kind of like, I honestly want to get into understand why these franchises are so big, and that's still the one that I'm still missing, that I still need to play, and that's Persona. It's the only one I haven't done yet, because obviously that's another big one. But all the rest I've basically dipped in, and I've played them now, and some I've liked, some I haven't.
Yeah, see, I've not played any. I've never played any Nier, not really played any Final Fantasy. Not played Persona, because I've heard it will just take away every hour of your life.
Yep.
So yeah,
Tales. You never played a Tales before either?
No. I just kind of don't play any of them. So
yeah,
it's not played any Monster Hunters. Not hunting those monsters, but yeah. So here we go. There was a lot of kick off with Tokyo Game Show Day 1 roundup with a ton of new information for the new Monster Hunter Rise expansion. Sunbreak will add new challenges for seasoned veterans, a new hub to explore, master ranks for quests, and a load of brand new monsters, including some returning from previous games. Sunbreak will be released in summer 2022. So we said that last week, didn't we? You had that one. We've got Monster Hunter Rise is also coming to the PC. I didn't know it wasn't on PC.
Or Monster Hunter.
Yeah, so finally, PC players will be able to get their hands on Monster Hunter Rise. After the success of Monster Hunter World, it seems that PC is an actual fit for this series. The PC version will be released on January 2022 and will come with enhancements such as 4K, high-res textures, uncapped frame rates, voice chat, new controls, and ultra-wide support.
Oh, wow. Oh, see, this is so annoying. I thought, obviously it was exclusive on Nintendo, Switch, yeah. And I thought it was just an exclusive game forever. I didn't realize it was coming to PC. I think that means it's coming to PS5, because I would play it. I generally really liked it. What I didn't like was playing this JRPG that is quite grindy, and you have to be quiet. Like, it's not like a mashy game. It's strategic. You have to press the right buttons at the right time and do right combos. And those little buttons on the Switch are just not. It's just hard. And then you put it on the screen. It's in 720p. It's barely making 30 frames. It looked rough. Yeah, it's
coming to PC, so maybe it will come to the consoles as well. So
Yeah, I would like that. PS5, please.
Yeah. In addition to everything else coming to Monster Hunter Rise, we also have some more details about the upcoming collaborations with Sonic and Ghosts and Goblins. The latter will arrive on the 29th of October 21 and will feature Sir Arthur. There isn't much news about the Sonic collaboration just yet. It will be hitting Monster Hunter Rise sometime in November. So, yeah, we're getting a new Sonic 3D game, I believe. They teased it on the 30th anniversary a few months back. I think we're getting it next year. So we're getting the collection. Where do you stand with Sonic? I know people are like either Sonic or Mario. I played Sonic a little bit back in the day, but I never had a Mega Drive or Genesis, whatever you want to call it. So kind of missed the boat with that. I'm more of a Mario. I'm on Team Mario. Yeah, sure. No, you're on the right side of history, but you don't get to pick which side you're on. And I am on Team Sonic just because I had the Mega Drive. I had all the games. I loved them. They were brilliant at the time. But yeah, no.
Good old times. But they're tough. They're tough.
I do apologise, everyone, if my chair is very squeaky. It's on its last legs and it will be breaking soon. So, we have here Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, said that the company is working every single day to increase our lineup of Japanese games. Speaking during the Xbox show during TGS 21, he stated, "We're working with the Japanese publishers every single day to increase our lineup of Japanese games on the Xbox. We know it's really important to fans and customers on Xbox." Yeah, because the Xbox Series X and S, I think, have done really well in Japan. This is like one of the first generations where they've actually blown up. So it does make sense that they're going to obviously release more.
Not to like dampen their spirits, you know, I'm not the Sony pony. But is it because it's the only console available? Like the Switches are completely sold out, PlayStations are completely sold out, and I'm like, oh, what's this Xbox thing? All right, we'll just grab that.
Maybe.
I think it's just availability, but no, they're doing well. I'm not going to take anything away from them. They're doing great.
Yeah. We've got, in addition to a few other games like AI, the Shamina Files, and a Mighty Goose, Scarlet Nexus is being added to Game Pass. It's on there now. So yeah, Scarlet Nexus is on Game Pass now. We've got a game, Bethesda games, to be localized for Japan. Redfall from Bethesda's Arcane Studio and Starfield will both be localized for Japanese audiences. Todd Howard revealed during the Xbox live stream. Apparently, this will be the largest translation ever for the company, with over 300 actors and 150,000 lines of dialogue. So we've got that. We've got Isla comes to King of Fighters. Is that 15? Brand new character coming to King of Fighters 15 in Isla. I don't know what King of Fighters is, if I'm honest with you.
No, do I?
We've got the Xbox only demo for Swery's The Good Life. As of the 1st of September, the Xbox players will be able to get their hands on an exclusive demo for the long-awaited game ahead of its 15th of October release date. It's a slice of life simulator. Yeah, I won't lie to you. Most of this stuff on here I've never heard of. And
all right, well, let's leave the list because we both haven't heard of the stuff. There's no point. But talking about Monster Hunter before we move on.
Yeah.
Apparently, they are open if the demand is there to bring it, port them over to PS5 and Series Xbox. So I'm sure the demand will be there because it's a very popular franchise, and they're probably going to see how it does on PC. And because the consoles are obviously very similar and just as powerful as PCs are at the moment, with the 4K 60 frames and stuff, I'm sure it'd be quite a similar port that they can just bring it over. So I would imagine at some point late to mid 2022, they'll announce that it's coming in 2023. So 2023, I reckon Monster Hunter Rise will be on these consoles.
I've got another list here. We've got these for games. So we've got Stranger in Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin devs discuss changes made to base player and feedback. Don't really care about that. Forspoken.
I played that. It was terrible.
Is it bad? Yeah. Forspoken developer discussed Magic Parkour system. You got 20-minute trailer of Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Yep, not played any of those. Atlas, I believe, makes that. Same people that make Persona, I want to say. Does it say?
No.
Atlas? I think it's an Atlas game.
It says here, TJ spent the fans with the Shin features both. No, it doesn't say who does that. It just talk about Red Demons. Ueden Chronicles Rising gets a first gameplay reveal.
Sure.
So that one. And we've got Monster Hunter Rise, which we've done. Sega's mysterious RPG is Sin Chronicle. And then no Square Enix RPG Dungeon Encounters revealed coming in 2 weeks. Monster Hunter Rise comes to Steam. Yeah, we've got that collaboration games. Gungrave Gore got an extended trailer.
Sure.
I'm just gonna I'll stop it there because I'm saying words in some sort of order, but they're not making sense to me. And I do apologize if you are into
Japanese games,
game show and Japanese games. There must be a podcast out there that's going to suit you better than this one because we don't know.
We don't know much about it. I'm literally just dipping my toe into a few of the big franchises. Like I really enjoyed Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm looking forward to part 2 whenever that gets announced. That's going to be massive.
If it ever comes out, yeah.
It definitely is. They're working on it now.
Is it 2 parts or is it going to be 3 parts?
Probably 4. from what I've heard from people that have played the original, like where we end part 1 is only a quarter of the way through.
Okay.
But I almost like that, like how thorough they're getting with the game and how detailed with the remake, and they're fleshing out some of the characters. And if you like this game and you add the nostalgia on top of it, I'm sure you're loving it. Like I know my friend Christian, who played the original, he loves the original. It's one of his favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
Like if that is the case for you, then this is an absolute dream.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it, just playing it for the first time because it's a good game and it looks great. But yeah, no, it's really fun. It's really fun. I'm looking forward to 16 because I quite enjoyed 7, and the combat now it's fun. They've found a very happy medium between fast-paced action and the turn-based, where it's like a hybrid of in between, where you have the magic and then you have the abilities where it freezes time and you can do the abilities, but also you can you got a sword and you got weapons and you can use your weapons as real-time, fast, fluid action. So it's really fun. And the whole I can't remember what they call it now, but when you get your bar full and you can then bring in like a demon or a monster, to fight on your behalf, it's really cool. It's like a massive, big epic battle. It's fun.
Maybe I should. I've had other people. I've had my mate played it. He said it's really good, and he's never played it. I think he played the original, obviously back in the day, but he played the remake, and he said it's how good it is. But I will give it a go. I've got it.
The story's really good as well. The story's really good. The characters are really interesting. It's it's great all the way through. It's very good. I re-downloaded it actually because I never finished the DLC, and so I've re-downloaded to do that. And I've also re-downloaded Final Fantasy 14, which is the MMO, because I'm determined to get further in that.
Yeah.
So there you go.
But that is it. Sorry about the TGS part, everyone. It's gone a little bit above our heads. And like I say, I couldn't find a definitive list of what was announced and how, give a little explanation like you do when it's EA or Gamescom. But we give you some Monster Hunter news. What more do you want? What more do you, like you said, Reese, like the big ones that people wanted to see wasn't there. So,
and my opinion on Final Fantasy, that's what people tune in for.
Exactly. That's
and people know how I feel about Nier as well, which is up there, one of my favorite games of all time. It's brilliant. I love Platinum. Platinum's so good.
So that is it for the news. That is it for the main news section, the main bulky bit of the podcast. We'll move on now. I didn't think it was we've got only 2 of us here, so this day in gaming, I've just got a couple of honorable mentions that I can we can play if you want. We can
let's do it. Also, what is the PS Plus lineup this month? It's quite weak, right?
Well,
is it
Mortal Kombat 10? Which was
it's in the collection
years ago, and it's in the collection.
Yeah, it's in the collection, right?
There you go.
He is in the collection. It's definitely.
And you got PGA Tour 2K21.
Okay.
The only game I'm interested in, like I think I said about last week because it was rumored, but it's been confirmed, is a Hell Let Loose. That's for the PS5. I think it's just like a big online World War II shooter.
Because we ain't got many of those.
Yeah, well, I'll download this one. Apparently, it's supposed to be really realistic. It looks like Band of Brothers.
Why are there so many? There's so many. COD's World War II this year, right? It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It is. Yeah.
I'm going to download Hell Let Loose and give it a go because it does look quite good.
Yeah.
I'll come back at that next week. I'll give it a go in a week.
Well, I'm going to play the beta of Battlefield.
Okay. Yeah.
I would encourage you to spend 79p and also play it with me.
You know what? I don't know if I can afford it. Okay.
All right. Fine. Fair enough. Understandable. It's a lot of money.
I've got to pay for a wedding. You know what? I never know. Weddings are expensive.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you're abroad as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I've heard the best man has to pay for everything. So it's just.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But
I'm
not the best man, by the way. I don't know why I said I don't think so. But yeah, go.
I might do that. I might do that. Yeah, but I will play Hell Let Loose. And we'll give it a go.
Sure.
Let me start off with this first. This day in gaming. So both of these games come out. It's not this. Both of these games come out on the 7th of October. So the first one I'll start with come out on the 7th of October 2016. Okay.
Am I guessing, by the way?
Yeah, you can guess. Yeah,
Okay,
it's the third game in a trilogy.
Okay, can you? Sorry. What was the date it came out again?
The 7th of October, 2016.
2016. Okay. The
So
year is always very handy because I know what era and where I'm thinking. 2016. Okay. PS4.
Yeah, 2016. We was working together. We was back in the day. You know, we was.
All right. Is this Fallout?
Basildon.
Is this Fallout?
No.
All right. Because that's all you talked about.
That came out in 2015.
Okay.
We weren't friends then when that one came out.
All you did was talk about it. I was fucking bored.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep going.
So it's the third game in a trilogy. It is I don't really know, to like a
Witcher
action game.
Is it Witcher?
That came out in 2015 as well.
Oh, so it's a year after that.
It's an action game.
Okay.
It's a game that I said to you, don't get, and you was like, no, I'm going to pre-order it. I'm going to love it.
Oh, Mafia
3, yeah.
All right. That was a terrible year for me. That was a terrible year. That was when No Man's Sky came out.
Yep. And you kept going to me, this game's coming out, I'm getting it. And then like, oh shit. And then it just kept happening. So, bad time.
Yeah, that was one of those moments where, well, I guess I still don't know much about games, but one of the things where I was thinking, this game's really bad and the lighting is shocking. And then I remember watching like a podcast. I think it was like Podcast Beyond. That's when I still listened to Beyond, the IGN's podcast. And I remember one of the presenters saying the lighting in this game is really bad. I was like, oh, wow, yes, actually.
Yeah.
I was kind of like the first time actually.
I wasn't blind.
Yes. It wasn't just me because I was like, this is so odd. It was weird because obviously it's set in like a fake New Orleans and a lot of it's swamplands.
Yeah.
Where there's no street lights. But it was pitch black. You couldn't see anything. It was mad. I don't know who.
And I was looking forward to it, and then waited for your opinion, and I was like, yeah, I'm glad I swerved that one. So
yeah, it's weird. Half-baked game. Weird.
We've got here now a game. This game was released 7 years ago. So this game was released on the 7th of October 2014.
Okay.
It's a survival horror game.
Okay.
It's overall part of a big franchise.
Resident Evil?
Nope.
Okay.
It's a game. The previous game in this franchise release was panned. Everyone hated it, and this brought, this kind of saved the.
You're really testing my knowledge now. I don't really know much about horror games. Sun Hill?
Nope. You play
Dead Space?
Nope. You play as the character you play as is called Amanda. And her surname is Ripley.
Shows how much I know. I still don't know.
Oh Jesus! I'll just tell you. You're looking for her missing mother, she was on the ship called the Nostromo.
So this is like sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi horror. That's not Dead Space. Dead Space, I feel like, is the only one I would know. I don't know.
It's Alien Isolation.
I was
Ellen Ripley's daughter, Amanda.
I never would have got that.
The Nostromo, yeah. So this is a game I have played, and it was brilliant. Yeah,
I better say, I feel like you liked it, right? I remember you talking about it.
It was a game. Nicole was like, "Oh, this looks good," and I was like, "You won't like it. It's a horror game." And she was like, "No, I will do. I'll play it," and she couldn't play it because she was too scared.
Scared, yeah.
That xenomorph chasing you around that ship is terrifying.
Sure.
Like, you've got your little you've got your beacon, like, the motion tracker, and the AI for the xenomorph is brilliant. Like you try and trick it, so you're like, oh, it's there, I'm going to go round a long way, and then all of a sudden you've got like its tail stab you in the back, or it's like coming down from a vent. And yeah, when you first see it, the first time you see it, and you see it slithering out of the vent in front of you, and this thing is going to chase you for the rest of the game, it is terrifying.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
there's a brief point. I don't want to ruin it, to be honest. If anyone hasn't played it, stop listening now. I take it you're not going to play it.
No.
There's a bit where you vent the xenomorph, you get rid of it out of the airlock, and he's gone, and you think he's gone, and you run around, you're making all the noise you want because you're like, this is brilliant, this is great. There's no xenomorph.
Sure.
You've only got like humans or androids to deal with. And then you discover that on the space station, there is a hive of hundreds of xenomorphs. And there's one bit you have to sneak around inside this hive. to do stuff, and it is genuinely terrifying. Yeah, but it is a good game. That's kind of like one of the very few horror games I actually played. So
okay, nice. How did the new one perform review wise? Did it get reviewed well?
I don't know.
Good?
I don't know. What was it called?
Fire Team? Was it called Fire Team?
Aliens Fire Team. Let me have a look.
Is it? I don't know. Did I make that up?
But I think we've covered what we've played, haven't we? I've been playing a little bit more of Far Cry 5. I've only literally just got off the first island low, and I've just rescued a dog called Boomer.
Sure. Okay.
So I'm doing that. As I said, I lost my dungeon virginity last week on Destiny 2 when you and Brad literally just carried me through the entire thing, and I just kind of...
Do you have any clue what was going on?
I didn't have any clue what was going on. All you kept saying was, I'll get the lights, I'll get the darks.
Yeah.
And then went to a center platform and just kind of, tried to be as helpful as I can. But
he was pretty helpful with your clearing some of the ads with your super every now and again was very handy. More probably handy than you realize, because it's hard to stay alive in those rooms, as you know. Yeah. The game gets a lot harder when you do these more end game activities, and they're also fun, especially when you know what's going on and you're part of the mechanics and you're not just shooting things. There's also mechanics involved, and you've got to do certain things. But dungeons are like nowhere near as a step of raids. Raids is the one.
Yeah, so that's my next thing. I think I'm going to do the storyline for Beyond Light. Get my character level up a little bit more, because at the minute it's sitting at 1230, I think it is.
Yeah, you need to
get try and get it up to
in the 1300s. Yeah,
and then we'll do our first raid.
Just jump on whenever you don't have to play with me or anybody. I think it's one of those things where you just need to also get used to like your character a bit more, like the Titan, how to play it, and maybe try and get some like better armor pieces, some exotics, and once you learn how to play with the character a little bit better. I think you'll enjoy it even more. No,
I will do. Yeah, so I'm playing that, and I'm playing, as I say, Far Cry 5. And just quickly, they got 69 the Metacritic score for Fire Team on PC. So,
that's very low.
69.
69.
But
Giggity.
That's what I've been playing this week, and I'll probably be playing the same next week. But I will give, as I said, Hell Let Loose a go.
Sure.
I'll download that.
Yeah, I'll give Battlefield a go. Like I said earlier, I'll give Far Cry 6 a go, because that comes out on Friday.
Yeah.
I will continue to play all the usual games I've been playing. There's so many games. I did decide to delete Deathloop off of my PlayStation. I tried giving it another go. Yeah. I did get a little bit further. I did get one of the abilities where you link, but I just can't get into it.
Yeah, that's what
I'm just struggling
with Dishonored. Could never get into the Dishonored games. So
yeah, and I think that's why people like Dishonored. Is like the sandbox of like the creativity and the choice. But what I'm finding is, and what I've heard from people, and that's what then put me off a little bit, is where it was really difficult. It then, once you're like got all the abilities and all the mods, it then becomes really easy, because, and I know what people mean about the AI being kind of stupid, because the AI is stupid. Like they spot you and you like jump over the wall, and that's it. You're then back in like hidden again, and then chase you down. There's no like communication in like this small area, and it's like, okay, I kind of don't mind at the moment because I'm finding it difficult. Like I can just jump over somewhere and then I'm back to stealth again. But when it's like you got all the abilities, you got a great gun. Like I got one of the guns from one of the Visionaries, and it's like got this like poison effect. It's like this like hang cannon almost, like hard hitting, and you like you get a headshot, one kills everything.
Yeah.
And then does this like poison smoke and everything around it and dies also. So it's like, okay, wow, this is gonna already getting easier. Then I can like do this link ability. So there is a lot of fun elements about it, and I get why people like it, but yeah, I'm not overly enjoying it personally.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get how it scored 10 personally. But
didn't make the cut. It's gone.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, no.
Anyway. Well, thanks for listening. Yes. A little bit of a newsy episode this week. I enjoyed making it, so I hope you enjoyed listening to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we said at the top of the show, please like and subscribe to the podcast on our podcast platforms, because that is the only place you can. Maybe we're exclusive, world exclusive, like Xbox. So give us a review. We really do appreciate it. And obviously check out what we do on Instagram. That's where Brad Seeley normally hangs out. And also Twitter, where we might post a few things. occasionally. So yeah, please let us know. Right into the show.
Instagram is the main social media. So yeah, please follow us on that. Yeah, like and subscribe wherever. The Instagram is at PT Players Pod. And everything we post on there gets linked to our Facebook. So
yeah.
Hopefully
Podbean
we'll
works
on Spotify.
Yeah, hopefully Podbean will work this week. If not, I will have a little look and I'll jump back in and try and fix it. But apologies if anybody was hoping to listen to it on YouTube or Spotify and you couldn't. But yeah, we're looking into it and hopefully we can fix it as soon as possible. Anyway, until next week, perhaps the other guys will be back.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. But we'll wait and see, yeah.
We will see. Yeah. Anyway.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.